welcome to Wildcat Gym in Lovington. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle. Welcome to Lovington Girls Basketball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. It is, of course, a Friday night and a nice crowd, actually, for what has been just girls only tonight. The Lovington boys play tomorrow. So Lovington Girls JV finished up a few minutes ago. And against Roswell High, Lovington girls lost 38-13. Varsity game scheduled to tip off in just under 13 minutes on the warm-up clock as it ticks off right now. And we're looking at a game tonight between Lovington girls, Roswell High. Roswell coming in at into this one 9-8, almost even on the season. Their most recent game was a good one against Artesia. A very close game. They lost it only by 3 points, 38-35 final score there. Lovington girls lost to Carlsbad 58-37, and the Lovington girls come into this one at 4-13. The Roswell High girls are under head coach Daniel Smith, the Lovington girls under head coach Wade Scott, and both of these teams are in their final warm-ups before district. District for Roswell High will start on the 25th when they visit Hobbs. They'll be at Hobbs next week on the 25th, and their district is comprised of Hobbs, Carlsbad, Clovis, and Roswell High. For Lovington girls, they are tuning up to start district not until 1/28. So on January 28th, they will start their district against Artesia. And the district is Artesia, Goddard, Portales, and Lovington. But next up after tonight for the Lovington girls will be their final tune-up before district against Chaparral. They will be at home on Tuesday night, and the girls' game will start at 5:30, the boys at 7. The Lovington boys play tomorrow afternoon right here at Wildcat Gym at 3:30 against Clovis. Welcome in, TJ Miracle, to our broadcast tonight of Lovington girls basketball.
Well, thank you very much, Dawn. As we get ready for this one, as you mentioned, an important tune-up, just one left for the Lady Cats before that district schedule gets underway, and playing a team against Roswell that they've had a couple of matchups against already this year in some tournaments, one in a tournament, this is a home-and-home situation generally. And the last time these two teams met, Roswell High really took it to them. This is a much different Roswell team than we've seen in the past couple of years. Of course, longtime Roswell girls coach Joey Carpenter, now the coach at Hobbs.
Right.
And they've really changed their style of basketball. They're not as run and gun, look for the open shot, go for the fast break, play in the transition. They're a much more deliberate team now. They've kind of been making that transition under Coach Smith the last couple of years, but a much slower, much more deliberate team than maybe we have seen in the past from these Roswell High teams. If Lovington can come out and if they can find a way to make some baskets, they will have a chance in this game because they do play a tight run and gun kind of style, but they're only shooting 24% on the year, and that is an abysmal number from the field.
Yeah, you just can't expect to win many games, if any, against that. They've won 4 this season, but only if you have a game where you're shooting above your average or you're playing a team that's shooting a lot less than that 24%, and that's not very successful from the floor. And they're even at the line, they're under 50%, right?
Yeah, 46% was the latest numbers that I've seen. And so when you're not converting your shots from the field, and they're only shooting about 18% from three-point land, so shooting woes have continued for these Lady Cats. But you have 46% from the free throw line. That means you're not making up points, especially if you're behind when the clock is stopped. And if you're only making less than a quarter of your shots from the field and, basically 1 out of every 5, a little less than that, 1 out of every 6 from three-point land, it's going to be hard if you get down to play catch-up ball.
And part of that statistic can also be, I'm not sure if it is, but it can also be, and judging by the games that we have called, is a lack of second and third tries at the basket, a lack of offensive rebounding, so that you're really not even taking that many shots and you're being denied a chance to increase amount of makes that you can make against the team. So and when you're turning the ball over too much, as has happened in several of their games, then you're not hanging on to the ball to be able to take very many shots, missing so many of the shots you do take, and not getting a lot of offensive rebounding to get second and third looks at the basket. Then you're not giving yourself very much of a chance to win that ball game. So the Lovington girls, although there have been vast improvements in their game and some very good, some bright spots and some good play by several of the players at times this season, overall they have just lacked the consistency and the skills to really give themselves opportunities, put themselves in the position to win ball games.
Well, absolutely. You mentioned the rebounds. They've only had 355 total rebounds on the season, and here we are at game number 18 for the year. That is not a lot of rebounding that has been done. They kind of go in spurts, and when they're playing teams that have tremendously more size than they do, they just have all kinds of problems underneath the basket. We saw that against Clovis the other night, and they got out-rebounded in that game. They actually closed the gap to a 32-25 rebounding total, but in the first quarter, it was 12-1 in the rebounding category. So a very, very tough road there in the paint for the Lady Cats. So
tonight against Roswell, Lovington is going to have to try to do better with their rebounding. They're going to have to try to hang on to the ball and not give it up as much, and they're going to have to try to get a little hotter hand at shooting, especially close in, and they're going to try to develop some kind of a three-point game if they need to, if they get kept out of the paint. So those are the things that they're really going to have to try to do tonight. And as I said, we have been watching them since last season, and they have made a lot of improvements, but they are still struggling. And tonight against a Roswell High team that is about even on the season, they can't struggle very much, or they're going to lose that struggle. So they really need to bring their best game possible and show some more improvement, especially as they tune up again for district starting here very soon.
Yeah, 1 week from tonight, as a matter of fact. Are we at home or are we on the road for that one?
Actually, it's going to be here. No, wait a minute. We're on the road at Artesia for that one.
So we'll be going to Artesia next Friday night.
So we are at Artesia for that one, yes. We are home on Tuesday night against Chaparral with a girls' game first and then the boys' game. So that's the plan. Now, tonight, I'm looking down your roster. I'm going to go ahead and just give all the girls. I like to list all the girls and not just the starters. I think I think all the girls deserve to be at least mentioned. Before the broadcast, some of them may not see any action or any time during the game, and we'll spend a lot of time talking about our starters and the girls in the game. But let's run down both of the rosters, and then we'll take a break when the girls are announced out on the floor, and then we'll come back and talk about the starters and get this game tipped off. So you're visiting Roswell High. Number 1, Anahi Sierra. Number 3, Sarai Morales. Number 5, Brianna Castro. Number 10, Emma Esquivel. Number 11, Mariah Vigil. Number 12, Tori Sandoval. Number 20, Mireya Grajeda. Number 21, Daisy Smith. Number 22, Amaraya Toscano. Number 23, Mila Moore. Number 24, Misha Henthorn. Number 25, Caitlin Olguin. Number 32, Mayela Velasco. And number 33, Elena Tarin. For your Lovington High girls, number 3 is Kira Olivas. Number 4 is Audrey Alexander. Number 5 is Celeste Dominguez. Number 10 is Jasmine Cooper. Number 12 is Chloe Corral. Number 14, Tiana Thompson. Number 20, Elizabeth Buendia. Number 23, Myra Castro. Number 30, Erlene Salcido. Number 32, Mia Contreras. Number 33, Malaya Castro. Number 42, Katie Bell. Number 44, Jaylyn Aranda. And we have 2 players who play on the JV, and they come up and often will see time in the varsity game. Ashlyn Barunda and Jasmine Clark. We will wait and see which jerseys they wear. Often Jasmine Clark will wear either number 10 or number 50. I think she has worn those jerseys before. So we will wait and see, and we'll wait and see who our starters are once the introductions have been made out on the floor here in just a couple of minutes. The stands have been filling up quite a bit. We've got, a pretty good little contingency of folks who apparently have driven over from Roswell wearing red in the visitor stands, and then a pretty good home crowd on both sides. And the pep band, as you can hear in the background, the Stray Cats are playing tonight. The cheerleaders on site for tonight's game. So it is a full complement and a loud gym again tonight. So we hope that you will listen to the game and, of course, watch on Lovington Sports YouTube, and give us a subscription to that, please, as we try to build our subscriptions up. And there's something kind of exciting about that, too, and a possibility for someone to win some money, right, TJ?
Well, that's right. Once we hit 1,000 subscriptions on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, we will give away $100 to a random subscriber. And then for every 1,000 subscribers after that, we will give away another $100 to a random subscriber. So if you haven't already subscribed to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, please do that. We would certainly appreciate it, and it could get you a little something in return. And, I got asked this the other day, why are you really pushing it? Well, it's because when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we become what's called monetized. And it costs money to do this, frankly. And we've got great sponsors who help us out. But, the more we can do, the better we can make our technology, and the more things that we can do with the Lovington schools. So please subscribe. Please have your family and friends subscribe. It could get you $100, and it could help us be able to continue to do these ball games.
Yeah, we're very grateful, so thank you very much. And to our sponsors, we say thank you. Stone Oilfield Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lovington Schools, Nowell Pharmacy, Lee County Electric, Lovington Auto Supply, Bob Thriftway, First American Bank of Lovington, and Norley. And we apologize for our voices tonight. We hope that they'll hold out. We're both sort of recovering.
And I believe, Dawn, that we are going to have a senior night.
We are. Okay. Interesting.
I see
We may very well.
I see some senior parents with balloons and bags and things. So I think Lovington will be recognizing their seniors tonight.
And actually, there are only 2 seniors that we have listed. A third, Jasmine Clark, actually is a senior. So three seniors on this team. So it probably won't take very long for the presentations.
I just noticed, so I thought I would bring it up.
Yes, but thank you very much. And yes, we will probably do that, at which time we will probably just keep our audio turned up. We've been told before that in order to, so that it can be heard, if somebody is going back and watching tonight's game, we will be able to just go ahead and leave everything turned up and not say a lot. And hopefully the mics will help pick up the announcements of the presentations made on the floor. So we will see how that all comes about in just a moment. The Roswell team has gone back to the locker room, and the Lovington girls are also going to go briefly back to the locker room, I guess. I wonder if that's going to be, I assume that the presentations will be before the game. That's how they've been doing them in previous years. So.
Yeah, I would think so, with the parents down by the entrance there. So
we expect that probably will be a part of the pregame and may add just a couple of minutes to the action, but not a lot. And we do have, it looks like we've got coaches down on the floor to probably make those announcements. So when it starts again, we'll just kind of stay quiet and let you listen and watch those presentations. So looks like a typical flower presentation and introduction of the player, the senior player, and her parents or guardians or parental figures or family members who are invited for this presentation tonight.
So we will have that. Of course, don't forget, tomorrow afternoon we will be right back here at Wildcat Gym for the Lovington Wildcats as they'll take on the Clovis Wildcats. Should be on around 3:30 tomorrow afternoon for that one right here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and the Lovington tab at hobbsamerica.com. So back here tomorrow, kind of a weekend day-night doubleheader, night-day doubleheader, as this one would go.
Yeah. Now, once district starts, then we will have the girls and boys will be playing, the varsity girls and boys will be playing on the same nights.
Yes,
so
they will.
we'll be able to have, both of those games once the district tournament starts. Not tournament, but the district games and the schedule starts. We'll be able to do that.
University to continue her soccer career while studying civil engineering. She wants to continue to grow in her faith. After college, she plans to work at Pettigrew and Associates and start a family. Ladies and gentlemen, Jasmine Cooper.
And we just had the presentation for senior Jasmine Cooper. She wears jersey number 10.
Is Jasmine Clark. Her parents are Troy and Kimberly Clark. Her favorite basketball memory? Her favorite memory is being able to experience playing with her cousin, Kylie Thompson. And her other favorite memory was being on the freshman team and making her one and only three-point shot. Future plans? She plans to attend New Mexico State University and major in nursing. After graduating from college, she plans to move to Texas with her cousin, Kamari Thompson, and eventually start a family. Ladies and gentlemen, Jasmine Clark.
And the presentation for senior Jasmine Clark.
Celeste Dominguez. Her parents are Alvin and Ellen Dominguez. Favorite basketball memory? Celeste's favorite basketball memory was getting pulled up to play JV varsity her 8th grade year because she got the chance to play with her older sister, who was a senior. Future plans? Celeste will continue her education and soccer career at New Mexico Highlands University, where she will major in pre-med and biology to pursue a nursing career. She is looking forward to her new opportunities and would like to thank her family for their support. Ladies and gentlemen, Celeste Dominguez.
And the presentation for number 5, Celeste Dominguez. And that is your third and final senior on this team this year. That's a good thing for Coach Wade Scott and the rest of the team, is that they're losing only 3 players at the end of this season. The bad news is Celeste Dominguez certainly has been a very instrumental part of this team over this last couple of seasons, and is one of the starters and has been one of their standout players. However, with losing a couple of players, that gives the opportunity for other players to step up, and there are a number of juniors who will be seniors next year. The juniors on this roster are Audrey Alexander, Chloe Corral, Tiana Thompson, Katie Bell, and Jaylyn Aranda. The other members of this team are sophomores, and even 8th grader Malaya Castro has been seeing a lot of minutes over the last several games for Lovington, and she is an 8th grader. So this is a young team.
Well, it certainly is. And when you have a young team, we've talked a lot about the struggles. When you have a young team, you're going to have struggles. I mean, you mentioned Malaya Castro. She's been one of their top players, really. She's been their most consistent from beyond the arc, and she is the only one of these Lovington girls averaging in double figures right at 10 points a game.
So, this is, like I said, it's always a good news, bad news thing. When you're talking about a young team, you look at it as opportunity to really shine in the next, year, 2, 3, and build the team, really building. And all of these losses can sometimes, they're painful, but they can be constructive. That's the good news. The bad news, of course, is that you lose some leadership, and you lose some experienced players, and you lose some starters inevitably, when you lose seniors. So they're a team that is still building. I hate to say struggling all the time, because they're building. They're learning and growing.
No, they certainly are.
I think that we're going to have the playing of the national anthem, so we'll take a break and be back to get this one tipped off here at Wildcat Gym. More Lovington girls basketball on the way. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym for Lovington Girls Basketball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle. And the introduction of the players complete. Your starters for Roswell High will be number 12, Tori Sandoval, 20, Mireya Grajeda, number 21, Daisy Smith, number 24, Misha Hentorn, and number 25, Caitlin Olguin. Your starters for Lovington, number 3, Kira Olivas, number 5, Celeste Dominguez, number 20, Elizabeth Buendia, number 30, Erlene Salcido, number 33, Malaya Castro. So we are just about ready to get this one underway. Roswell girls are in the road reds with black numbers, little white pinstripe, very easy to read as long as there aren't ponytails hanging in front of them. Lovington girls are in the home whites with the blue letters and numbers. And the ball is up, controlled by Roswell. Running the point, passing it off to Smith. Smith now to Grajeda, who drives along the baseline, puts up a ball and a turnover as it is in the hands of Buendia. I would say a steal, but really it was just a bad pass and she picked it up. But she also is forced out of bounds.
And then Grajeda actually got called for a foul, a
Grajeda
push foul.
Kind of, she crowded her out of bounds, I would say. So Grajeda with a foul. Lovington still has the ball, inbounded. That's Buendia with it. She passes off to Malaya Castro. Drives along the baseline, puts up a shot, won't fall. The rebound fought for, and the whistle sounds.
They're going to call over the back on Salcido.
So the first foul on Salcido, and Roswell will have the ball back. So Lovington putting up a shot, and it did not fall. So no score in this game so far. 7:30 left to play. Roswell with the ball, brings it down. Passing outside the arc. Sandoval passes it over to Grajeda. Takes a shot, won't fall. Fight over the rebound. They're going to call a tie ball. Getting a handle on it was Olguin, and it looked like who was in there? Buendia. So it goes, the possession arrow goes to Lovington as the Lady Wildcats will have the basketball once again. That's Malaya Castro bringing it across the right side. Drives and underneath the basket, puts up a shot, won't fall. Olguin with the rebound.
Again, nobody in position there for Lovington. Easy rebound for Olguin.
Yep, got to fight for those rebounds, maybe try to get second and third looks with some good offensive rebounding. Roswell with the ball, passing outside the arc. Grajeda's got it on the right wing, gets it over to Henhorn. Henhorn passes it in to Sandoval, back out to Henhorn, over to the left to Grajeda. Drives along the baseline, kicks it back out. Henhorn with it on the right. Gets it to Smith, Daisy Smith. And she passes it, and a bad pass, and picked up by Celeste Dominguez. So second turnover by Roswell. That is Malaya Castro with the ball on the right side. Gets it to Bell, Katie Bell in the game. Casts it back to Castro. Now to Olivas. Olivas to Castro. She takes a three-point shot, won't fall. Fight for the rebound. It comes down in the hands of number 21. That's Daisy Smith. First rebound for Roswell. Brings it down court, right side. Getting worked on and fought on. That was a nice turnover. Buendia stealing the ball and puts up a shot, won't fall. And Grajeda with the rebound. So Lovington had a few looks at the basket. None have fallen. And now a three-point attempt by Daisy Smith won't fall. The rebound comes out, is last touched by Henhorn, and goes out of bounds into the Lovington girls bench. So it will be Lovington girls basketball. And 5:42 left to play in this first quarter. Still no score.
And I think Lovington just stopped on that play because they thought they were going to get a whistle against them on that three-point shot. Didn't happen.
Castro with the ball. Malaya on the right side tries to pass it, and it's blocked, but goes out of bounds. Sandoval getting a hand on it. It'll stay Lovington girls basketball. Dominguez will inbound. Nope. First, there's going to be a timeout. And the timeout will be taken. And it's going to be just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here and just talk about the fact that we've played almost half a quarter with no score. And both teams have had some looks at the basket, and nobody has broken the ice yet, TJ.
No, not yet. Roswell High has turned the ball over 3 times so far, so Lovington's defense has been pretty good as the Lady Wildcats, as you mentioned, have had looks, but only 1 rebound as there's already 3 in the books the other way for Roswell High. So both teams just kind of a little out of sorts here in the early going of this first quarter.
Yeah, and I don't have a single rebound for us yet.
Yeah, we've got one, Buendia.
Buendia had the rebound. All right. You write that down. I think I said it, but I didn't write it. And Buendia really was more of a rebound than a steal. That ball came down and just kind of landed in front of her. And it will be Dominguez inbounding to Malaya Castro. Drives in left side. And she's going to get called for a double dribble. So there's a turnover, first turnover by Lovington. Roswell will have the ball. It's going to be Grajeda inbounding right in front of the Roswell bench. And she gives it over to Daisy Smith, who walks it across midcourt. Drives over to the right, passes it off to Grajeda, tries a three-pointer, won't fall. Celeste Dominguez with the rebound. She brings it down, picks up the pace across the right, passes it off. They get it over to Corral. She takes a three-point shot, won't fall, and the rebound is by number 12, Sandoval. So Roswell with a look. They pass it off to Hinthorn, who's moving the ball for them. Hinthorn to Smith. Smith getting worked on by Buendia. Buendia's already got a steal in the books. And a shot up by Hinthorn from the left won't fall. Fight for the rebound. Last Stray Cats playing for our enjoyment tonight again. And that is going to be Buendia bringing it across the timeline, right side. She's getting worked on by number 24, Hinthorn, and Hinthorn is going to get called for a foul, I believe.
So that'll be her first personal, second team foul on Roswell High. Stays Lovington basketball.
And Dominguez will inbound from in front of the student section. She'll get it to Buendia. Buendia getting worked on still by Hinthorn. Passes it off to Corral. Corral drives the right side. Passes it to Olivas. Olivas back to Buendia. Buendia pulls back outside the arc, right side. Now gets it to Dominguez. Dominguez gives it to Corral over in the right corner. Corral drives in, kicks it back out. Buendia now drives in the lane, puts up a little layup. It doesn't fall, and that's O'Gean with her second rebound of the game. Still no score. 4:06 left to play in this first quarter. Daisy Smith brings the ball down the court left side for Roswell. Just drives all the way to the left toward the baseline, pulls back out. Now passes to Hinthorn, back to Smith. Now a pass right underneath the basket. Sandoval tries to put one up and is fouled. We'll see who they call that on. Sandoval was in the act of shooting, and they're going to call that one on
Bell.
Katie Bell, number 42, her first foul, and that is going to send number 12, Sandoval, to the line. It's the first trip for anyone to the line. Her first one's too hard and bounces off the backboard. So a miss for her, but she'll get another shot at it. Coming out will be Buendia. Coming in will be Audrey Alexander for Lovington. Still scoreless. 3:46 left to play. And the second one is up and out. Another miss. And Katie Bell with the rebound for Lovington. She gives it to Olivas. Olivas brings the ball down across midcourt, right side. Passes it to Corral. Corral dribbles around the outside of the arc. It's picked up by Alexander. Alexander leaves it off for Olivas. Olivas, tight defense on her, and they're going to call an offensive. They're going to call an offensive foul on her. Yep. So that's a turnover, number 2 for Lovington. Gives it to Roswell. We're still scoreless in this game. 3:20 left to play in the first. Hinthorn's got it midcourt. Passes over to Grajeda. Grajeda takes a three-point shot. It's an air ball. Falls short. O'Gean fights for it, but it comes down, and Dominguez has it. That's Celeste's second rebound. She drives all the way under left to the side of the basket, but she's going to get called for an offensive foul. I believe they're going to say she charged.
Travel.
Traveled. She traveled. I didn't look up to see the call. So a travel, and that is going to turn the ball over back to Roswell. Still no score in this game. Hinthorn's got it. Passes to Smith. And a pass in underneath the basket. Point blank. Shot by O'Gean won't go, but the rebound is made, and the putback is good. And the first 2 points of this game belong to O'Gean. So she's got 3 rebounds and 2 points, and the only 2 points in the game so far. Corral's got it for Lovington. She charges hard on the right side of the basket, puts up a shot, won't fall, and Olguin's got her 4th rebound. Roswell still with the ball. They lead 2-0. 2:28 left to play in this first quarter. Daisy Smith has it, drives in over on the right side, puts up a shot, goes across the basket. Sandoval reaches for it and
They're
is
going
going to get
over the back on Sandoval.
Yep, they're going to call that offensive foul, really. So she had the ball. So first foul on Sandoval. Give it to Lovington. And it will be number 3, Olivas, bringing it down the court on the right side. She passes it. Oh, boy.
We're going to have
They're
a push
gonna
foul,
push
I think,
foul.
on Olguin against Bell.
And I think, you're going to see it. Olguin is a big presence, and she has to really watch that. Anytime you put up the arms and there's contact, you're going to get called on that. So a foul on Olguin, her first. Lovington with the ball. They inbound it. Fighting just to hang on to it over there on the right side outside the arc with Olivas and Dominguez passing it. It goes out of bounds. Last touch, though, by Roswell. Dominguez will inbound it, and it's picked up. There's a fight for the ball. They're going to call a jump ball. I know, a tie ball. I saw it. Possession arrow.
Sure.
Possession arrow this time goes to Roswell. So Roswell's got it. 2-0 your score. Roswell High leading. 1:51 left in this first quarter. Hinthorn's got the ball on the left side. Passes it into Sandoval underneath the basket. But she loses the dribble and loses a handle on it. Goes out of bounds, so it'll be Lovington basketball. She double dribbled. She palmed it.
Actually, double dribbled before she could travel it. So.
Yeah. There were a number of of infractions
that's
called.
That's kind of been the first quarter.
Depends on which one you call first. So give the ball back to Lovington. Olivas has got it, brings it down the right side. Gives it to Dominguez. Dominguez fighting through traffic and loses it. Another turnover, number 4 for Lovington. Bringing it all the way down is Morales, coast to coast. And she puts in the layup from the right side. 2 points for Sarai Morales, makes it 4-0. Roswell on the board and running.
And she's fouled by Chloe Corral. That'll be her first personal, 3rd team foul. And so at the line for 3 the old-fashioned way is Morales.
Yeah, Morales will have a chance at increasing her score and the Roswell lead as Corral comes out and Malaya Castro goes back in. And Olivas will come out and Katie Bell is back in. You've got Bell and Dominguez in the front blocks for Lovington. And the shot is up, no good. Too hard, a miss. It comes out, fight for the rebound, and they're going to call a push foul
on Morales.
But it was away from the ball, so Morales was charged with the foul, but Lovington will get the ball back. Dominguez inbounds to Malaya Castro. Castro takes it across the timeline right side, back to Dominguez. She drives in the right side of the lane, puts up a shot, won't fall. Bell right there with the rebound and the putback, but it misses, and Roswell's got it. Hinthorn with the ball, gets it to Terrine. Terrine back to Hinthorn. Hinthorn now to Morales on the right side. A bounce pass into Moore into the game now. Back out. Roswell's picking up the pace just a little bit, but as they pass it around, a whistle sounds, and they're going to call a travel. So that's another turnover.
5 now for Roswell High. Yeah, 5 for us,
for Roswell and 5 for us. Lovington with the ball. Malaya Castro brings it down, and a bad pass and a steal as number 23, Mila Moore, has it. A steal and another turnover, number 6 for Lovington. Sandoval with the ball. She passes it back over to the left side, and that was Terrine over there on the left side. She puts up a tray, and it falls, makes it 7-0 Roswell. Lovington with the ball. Dominguez can't hang on to it. Picked up by Sandoval. She takes it coast to coast. Can't do the point blank layout, and she cannot get that to fall. And the ball goes out of bounds, pushed out. And they're going to say that ball is going to be Roswell's, as pushed out by Lovington. So the point blank layup, no good for Roswell. 7-0 your score. Roswell inbounds. And from the right side, that's another three-pointer by Terrine. And that makes it 10-0. So 2 trays by Tureen has Roswell cooking. Lovington with the ball. Dominguez brings it down. Passes to Alexander, and at the buzzer, the end of the first quarter, it is 10-0. Roswell ball, and we will be back for the start of the second quarter in just about a minute here on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym for Lovington Girls Basketball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle. At the end of the first quarter, 10-0 your score. Roswell winning. Lovington inbounding. They get it to Dominguez. Dominguez to Cooper. Cooper moving it to Malaya Castro. I've noticed a noticeable pickup in the pace by Lovington, but there is a pass, a bad one, that falls into Roswell's hands, but they're going to call the foul on Roswell.
Yeah, they're going to say Moore went over and through Buendia, and so that'll be her first personal, but the 16 foul on Roswell. So Lovington, one away from the bonus, have still yet to score in this ball game. The next foul, though, they'll get a chance to start doing that from the line.
Audrey Alexander will inbound for Lovington, gets it to Dominguez. Dominguez loses the handle on the ball, so that's turnover number 7 for Lovington. 8. Ouch. Smith with the ball, passes it to Morales on the right side. Morales leaves it off for number 20, Grajeda. Grajeda bounce pass into Moore. Moore loses the ball.
Nice job by Salcida. She actually got a hand on that, so a block there by Erlin, so that
but it will stay
Roswell
basketball. Still a good breakup of that play. Daisy Smith has it, right side. Getting worked on by Buendia. Pretty tight defense. Gives it to Tureen. Tureen takes a three-point shot from that left wing. No good this time. Fight for the rebound. Coming away with it is Dominguez, her third. Dominguez to Buendia. Buendia on the left side. Get to Malaya Castro. Castro to Dominguez. Dominguez drives in. Passes to Audrey Alexander, who has trouble hanging on to it and doesn't. It goes out of bounds right into the Roswell bench. So that's turnover number 9 for Lovington. 5 turnovers for Roswell. Roswell will have the ball. 6:56 left to play in this second quarter. Daisy Smith with the ball. Takes her time. Passes it over to Grajeda on the right side. Back to Smith. Smith over to Tureen on the left side. Into the corner. Back out. Back out to Tureen. Getting worked on hard by Alexander. Good tight defense. Oh, almost steal by Buendia. Gets a handle on it. Alexander now a very tight defense and coverage. Daisy Smith hanging on to the ball. Daisy Smith now moves to the right. Morales with the ball. Back to Tureen. Back to Daisy. Now back to the right side to Grajeda. Roswell's just going to pass the ball outside the arc and look for position. Finally, they get it inside to Moore. Moore puts up a layup. She goes up for it, and she's going to get fouled. No, they call her for the travel. So
yeah,
she took that little slide, again, that little Euro step right underneath on the left side. So that's turnover number 6 for, and Lovington's got the ball. Lovington, Celeste Dominguez, and she's going to get called. Oh,
actually going to be a foul away from the basketball.
It will not be a shooting foul. Dominguez had the ball and was driving in toward the lane.
No, actually, they're going to say she stepped on the line.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
10th turnover. Either way.
All right. Love it. Roswell with the ball. Daisy Smith has got it. Walks across the timeline. Mid-court. Gets it over to Tureen in the right side. Takes a three-point shot. Won't fall. And Alexander jumps up with the rebound. Her first. Good one. Brings it down court. Malaya Castro to Dominguez to Buendia. She drives the lane, puts up a nice little shot. Won't fall though. Fight for the rebound, and Buendia fighting hard up against number 33 Tureen for that. And they're going to say they should call the tie ball.
Yeah, I think they're talking whether there was a foul or a jump ball on that.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to decide jump ball.
It's jump ball, and the possession arrow goes to Roswell. So it will be Daisy Smith who inbounds from underneath the Lovington basket. Gives it to Grajeda. Back to Smith. No defensive pressure. She'll walk it across the timeline. Barely makes her 5 seconds. And now drives to the left. Passes to Tureen. Tureen right there in the low post, left side, puts up the layup. And that's her 8th point in the game. 12-0. No score by Lovington yet. They bring the ball down. Dominguez gets it to Alexander. Alexander to Buendia. Buendia kicks it out to Malaya Castro, who kicks it over to Alexander. Puts up a three-point shot from the right corner. Won't fall. Buendia with a rebound. And underneath the basket, they're going to say she travels. So she was trying to get a shot up and getting a handle on it. I think that was, don't know who was fighting with her for possession, but didn't have a, so she was hoping for either a foul or a tie.
Yeah, I think she was trying to get a foul out of Velasco, yeah.
Or get a tie ball called, and it didn't end up being such. So give it back to Roswell. Roswell's got it. Darcy gives it to Grajeda. Grajeda getting worked on by Buendia, looking for room. Finally drives in toward the baseline, then kicks it back out to Sandoval. Sandoval to Tureen in three-point territory, and she hits it, so drains her third tray of the game, makes it 15-0. And Coach, I believe Wade Scott, taking a timeout.
Yeah, he's going to say, whoa, what's going on here? With that three ball, Tureen now with 11 leads everybody and has done most of the work. So Coach Scott takes his second 30-second
timeout. So we'll just talk about it here as your score is 15-0 with just a few minutes left to play in this first half. It has been a very odd start to this game with almost no score. I think it was about a minute and a half left or so, under 2 minutes left before there was any score at all in this game. And then Roswell kind of went on a scoring spurt there in that 2 minutes, and it was 10-0 at the end of the first quarter. And now, with 4:16 left to play in the second, it's 15-0. Lovington, just all kinds of problems. They've had possession. They've had shots. They have not been able to get anything to fall, but they also have 10 turnovers in this game already. So they will have possession of the ball. Malaya Castro going to bring it across the timeline. Moves over to the left. Gets it to number 30, Salcido in the game. And she gets back to, she's going to get fouled, I believe. They're going to say she got a foul on the wrist.
Going to call that on Velasco, so that'll be her first personal, and that will put Lovington in the bonus with the 7th foul. So that'll put Dominguez at the line for the 1-and-1. Time to start chipping away from the free throw line.
Dominguez, her first, is up and no good.
Yeah, they're going to call a lane violation on Smith, though.
All over that.
So Dominguez, it's like it never even happened.
Velasco was on the left, but Smith on the right, or Sandoval on the right, actually.
Yeah, Smith was basically in front, though, of Dominguez before she took the shot.
And Dominguez, this one, swish. So a nice arc on that, and she scores the first point of the game for Lovington.
I think they're going to wave it off.
Okay, and they're going to say nope.
Yep,
they're going to try one more time.
Well, that time Sandoval intruded in. No, they are going to go ahead and give it to her. So
okay, so that 1 point stands, but she gets to shoot again, and no good as this one banks off. Roswell will have the ball. Daisy Smith to Tureen on the left side, and she buries another three. That's her 4th tray of the game, and she now has 14 points, 14 of the 18 that Roswell High has on the board. 18-1 your score. Malaya Castro with the ball for Lovington. Brings it down, passes it, leaves it off for Celeste Dominguez by Roswell. And a pass all the way across the baseline over to Corral is too hard, and Corral can't hang on to it.
Yeah,
so that is a turnover, and that's going to be number 11.
Actually, number 13.
Okay, number 13 for Lovington.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Q over there is an eligible player. So.
Yeah, I can't see that left corner from here. I see the corner of the court, but not into the stands. So Roswell with the ball, inbounding right in front, right in the corner there in front of their bench. Darcy Smith with the ball, brings it up right side, gives it to Tureen. She tries a three-point shot. It's an air ball this time, and Jillian Aranda with her first rebound gives it to Lovington. Buendia brings it down, and a steal. So turnover at number 14. Give it to Roswell. They're going to slow the pace down. Give it to Darcy Smith from the right wing. She tries the three-pointer, won't fall. Aranda with her second quick rebound. 18-1 still your score. Roswell leading. 2:58 left to play in this second quarter. Buendia with the ball on the outside. Gives it to Jelaine Aranda. Back to Buendia at the top of the arc. Buendia drives in. Puts up a little floater. It's short, but it is number 30. Was that Salcido with the rebound and tries for a putback, but she's going to get called. The foul is actually going to get called, and I will wait and watch as they put up that player's number is Olguin, so she gets called for her second foul, and that is going to put Buendia at the line. And her first one is up, no good. She has no points in the game. She has a couple of rebounds and a steal. But Buendia will get another shot at it. Salcido will get another shot at, that is. Yes, number 30. A couple of players for Roswell come out. And the second one up. Oh, it looked like it was going to rattle in and then kicked out. So both misses and the ball out of bounds. And it's going to be Roswell ball. They will inbound from in front of the players' bench. It'll be Daisy Smith getting it in. Gets it right back from number 20, Grajeda. Grajeda with the ball back now. Just dribbling in the right side of the arc, and she traveled, so that's going to be a turnover. I've got that down as turnover number 7 for Roswell. 18-1 your score. Roswell leading. 2:26 to play in this second quarter now. Lovington with the ball. Inbounding. Aranda to Malaya Castro. Castro drives the right side, gives it off to Buendia in the right corner. She drives the lane to left side, passes across the baseline to Salcido. Salcido can't hold on to it, and it's going to be a turnover, and it go back to Roswell. So turnover at number 15 for Lovington. Still just 1 point on the board for Lovington. Darcy Smith going to inbound to Grajeda. Grajeda going to bring it across center court. Takes her time, burning some clock, I guess. Back to Darcy Smith on the right wing. Darcy looking for room, drives in, kicks it back out to Grajeda. Grajeda over to Tureen. Tureen drives in, puts up a little jumper, won't fall. And that's going to be the rebound by Moore. Moore kicks it out to Darcy Smith. She puts up a shot, won't fall. And that rebound is actually by Morales. Morales gets it to Darcy Smith. Darcy drives in, and now a shot by Morales from the left corner, and it pops up and falls in. So 2 more points. That's 4 points for Morales, and makes it 21-1. Lovington with the ball. Malaya Castro brings it in and puts up a shot, and Castro makes it. So Lovington's got 3 points now, and that was a 3-point shot a moment ago by Morales. Makes it 21-3. And with the ball is Grajeda. Grajeda, top of the arc, gives it to Tureen, and she's going to try a 3-point shot, but she gets bumped by Aranda. Aranda trying to block the ball, got some wrist instead, so she's going to get called for the foul, and it is going to send Tureen to the line, her first trip to the line tonight, and a first foul Anaranda. So Tureen, she's got 14 points in the game. And that one up and no good. So a miss at the line. Roswell, if there's anything they're not doing tonight, it's their free throw shooting has not been too good. That's a make, so 22-3. Tureen with the 4 3-pointers in this game and a basket besides makes that shot as well. 23-3 your score. 1:02 left to play in this second quarter as Lovington has a big hole to dig themselves out of. Malaya Castro takes the ball across the timeline right side. She's going to get bumped and pushed into. I think they're going to call Tureen for that. That's going to be her first foul on Tureen. And it's, of course, on the floor.
9th team foul, and that will put Castro at the line for the 1-and-1.
And Castro, Malaya Castro, will get to shoot. At first, it looked like they were going to inbound the ball, but then when they realized that it was time to go to the line, Castro will eye it, sky it, and no good. That is Darcy Smith with the rebound, her second. And then getting a handle on the ball, good hustle. Buendia forcing a jump ball. And this time the arrow, possession arrow, is going to go to the Lovington. So good job in there with that loose ball after a rebound. Good fight for it. Malaya Castro puts up a shot from three-point range, won't fall. And off of the hands Sarah Morales, Sarai actually made the rebound, but it was off the hands of Moore. Kind of deflected, but then it goes out of bounds.
And they're going to call Buendia on a foul on the rebound, her first personal 5th team foul.
And that means Roswell with the ball. Inbounds, Darcy Smith. Gets it to Sarai Morales. Morales to Tureen. Back to Morales. To Tureen, right side. Thinks about the three. Pulls up. Passes to Darcy Smith. Back near the timeline. Back to Tureen. Tureen loses the handle on the ball. Saves it. Gets it to Smith. Smith to Grajeda. Back to Smith. Over to Tureen. They're just going to play for the last shot here as Roswell it ticks down. There's a shot up from the right side, won't fall. A rebound and a putback by Moore won't go. And at the buzzer at halftime, it's 23-3. Roswell High leading this one. We'll be back with your halftime report in just a couple of minutes. Lovington Girls Basketball on LovingtonSportsYouTube.com and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to Wildcat Basketball, Lovington Girls Basketball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. At Wildcat Gym, we are at halftime, and your score is 23-3. Roswell High leading this one. And at halftime, leading all scorers, Elena Tureen with 16 points in this game. 2 of those were from the line, and 4 of those shots were three-pointers. So a total of 16 points for her. Also 5 points and 2 rebounds for Sarai Morales. You've also got 2 points for Caitlin Olguin. You've got 3 rebounds by Tori Sandoval. Grajeda with a rebound. Smith with 2 rebounds. Mila Moore with 3 rebounds and a steal. And then the total rebounds for Roswell is 16, and they turned over the ball 8 times in that first half and have a total score of 23 points. For Lovington, your leading scorer is Malaya Castro with 2 points. Have another point by Celeste Dominguez, and that was on a free throw. She was 1 of 2 at the line. For rebounding, you've got Audrey Alexander with a rebound, Celeste Dominguez with 3 rebounds in the game. You've got Elizabeth Buendia with 3 rebounds and a steal. Erlene Salcida with a rebound, Malaya Castro with a rebound, Katie Bell with 2 rebounds, and Jelena Rounda with 2 rebounds for a total of 14 rebounds for Lovington. They're not getting out-rebounded by very much. 16 for Roswell, 14 for Lovington, but here's the big difference. 17 turnovers by Lovington, 8 turnovers by Roswell. And at the line, Lovington had only had 2 players go to the line, and they're only 1 of 4 at the line in that first half. 1 of 5 from the line. Okay, I missed writing one down. Thank you, TJ. So the first half, 23-3, a dominating performance by Roswell, but it took them a while to actually start scoring. There were only 2 minutes left in that first quarter before anybody managed to get on the board. And then Roswell scored 10 points before the end of the first quarter.
I think the best way to really look at that whole first half would be slow and sloppy, and that goes for both teams. Really, if you look at Roswell High, if Elena Tureen doesn't catch fire and hit 4 trays in that first half, you take those 12 points off the board, and our score at that point is 9-3. And that's just sloppy. Neither team able to hang on to the basketball. Really, both teams are not. Neither team is really getting many offensive rebounds, and
a lot of fouling.
But
the fouling is away from the ball.
Yeah,
and that has been because we're looking at not very many players on either team have gone to the line, but an awful lot of sloppy play, as you would say, with fouling away from just fouling on the floor, not shooting fouls, and it has been a lot of and just no rhythm. I mean, it's just been constant stoppage because they're turning the ball over or fouling, and neither team, even though Roswell has put up the 23 points, 16 of those are from Tureen, and 4 of those shots were trays.
Right.
So it has been kind of a dismal first half as far as basketball playing, and we're not seeing good basketball by either team in this first half.
No, we're really not. And, if you're either, especially Coach Scott for the Lovington Lady Cats, but I think Coach Smith for Roswell High, too, is probably going, what happened? Did we not get off the bus? Did we not come out of the locker room? Really, that first quarter especially, because you're right. I mean, we played right at 6 minutes before we had any score. It was almost like we were still doing warm-ups.
Right.
And then Roswell High kind of woke up a little bit. I would expect, at least for one of these teams, and I would hope we would get it out of both of them, would come out and be much more energetic here in this second half. If Lovington doesn't want to get run out of the gym tonight, they are going to have to find some energy somewhere. There are some girls on the bench that Coach Scott hadn't put in yet. Maybe you look at some of those young ladies like Jasmine Clark or Jasmine Cooper who haven't seen any time, just to try and get a spark on the floor.
And they tried that coming into that at the start of the second quarter. quarter, I noticed a big difference, in the energy level in Lovington, but it didn't last long because there's no rhythm in the game. There was giving up the ball constantly, and before you know it, everything slipped back into a rather sluggish pace for both teams. Roswell has been taking their time, and not a lot of hustle, but they've been very deliberate about the basketball and bringing it down the court and getting it into play. So we will start the second half. 23-3 is your score. Roswell High leading here at Wildcat Gym. Both teams back out on the court, and Roswell will have the ball to start. Tori Sandoval inbounds from in front of the student section. Gives it to Daisy Smith. Smith with a couple of rebounds in the game. And she takes a long shot, hits the rim, won't fall, and the rebound is by Sarai Morales. Pass it around. Hinthorn's got it now. She passes it over to Morales. Morales in the lane and nicely picked off, but then the ball is loose on the court. Picking it up is Dominguez. Dominguez brings it down, pulls out. She's getting worked on hard by Smith. Gets it to Malaya Castro, drives in along the baseline. Going to pass it, and it's a bad pass, and it's picked off, so another turnover by Lovington. With the ball, that is Sandoval, drives in from the left side, puts up a shot, and makes it 25-3. When it is Dominguez with the ball now, inbounds to Olivas. She loses the handle on the ball and then double dribbles and turnover. So that's quickly 2 more turnovers for Lovington when less than a minute in this third quarter. Give it to Roswell as Grajeda goes over to inbound again from in front of the student section as they wait on Buendia to come in. Hinthorn is going to get the pass. Gives it back to Grajeda on the right wing. Grajeda trying to pass it in, and it's picked off. So there's another turnover by Roswell. A nice steal by Buendia. That's her second of the game. Gets it to Malaya Castro on the right wing. Passes it back to Olivas. Olivas having trouble hanging onto the ball. She manages to keep it, trying to pass, and it's taken away by Daisy Smith. Her steal and another turnover by Lovington. Smith has got it on the left wing, drives in left side, kicks it over to number 20, Grajeda. She puts up a 3-point shot, won't fall, and the rebound is by Dominguez. That's her fourth. Dominguez brings the ball across the timeline herself. They kick it over to Malaya Castro in the left corner. She puts up a 3, won't fall, and that's Sandoval skying for a rebound. So Lovington denying, Roswell denying Lovington a second look. Hinthorn has it on the right side. Passes to Smith on the left wing. And there's a bounce pass into Sandoval in the lane. A turnaround jumper falls. That's point number 4 for her. 27-3 now, and there's a timeout taken by Wade Scott because he was just just about to be called 5 seconds as Dominguez was having trouble finding anybody to get the ball into. She was trying to inbound underneath the Roswell basket, so that's going to be a timeout taken. 27-3 your score. Roswell quickly stretching that lead out. It was 23-3 at the beginning of this second half, this third quarter. And in the timeout, when they came out, Lovington has turned over the ball 3 times, and Roswell actually has turned it over a couple of times themselves. So again, kind of this back and forth, just sort of a lack of momentum, you might say, continuing to plague the teams, although Roswell has put up 4 points since they came out and started this third quarter.
Yeah, again, neither team is. Roswell seems to have a little more energy at the start of this second half than Lovington has had. Celeste Dominguez has come out, and she's played a pretty good second half so far. She's had a rebound. She's had a couple of looks. I'm not sure why she pulled up and decided to pass out on that very early possession. She had a wide open lane, but decided to pass it out. So, Lovington has had their chances. They're going to have to start finding some offense somewhere, and if you have an open look, you're going to have to take it.
Malaya Castro inbounds to Buendia. Buendia getting double teamed, trapped up in the back, but she fights her way through across the middle of the court. pulls up top of the arc, passes to Castro. Castro passes now into Dominguez in the lane. She puts up a shot, but the whistle sounds. She's going to get fouled. So, yes, it was in the act of shooting, and they're going to call that on Tareen. Smith, rather. So, Smith with the first foul on her, and that is going to put Dominguez at the line. She's 1 of 2. And this one, no good. Banks off the back of the iron. So now she will get another shot at that. She is 1 of 3 so far at the line. Second shot is up, and this one, again, no good. But Olivas with the rebound. Passes to Malaya Castro. Castro to Buendia. Buendia gives it to Dominguez. Dominguez bounce pass to Malaya Castro. She drives across the baseline, puts up a shot, won't fall. Fight for the rebound. It's going to be Roswell's. And that is, I did not catch who was
number 3.
Rebound. Number 3 is Morales. She gives it over. Darcy Smith drives into the left side, puts up a shot, won't fall. And Sandoval with the rebound. They pass it around the arc over to Grajeda. She takes a shot, won't fall. And then Buendia with the rebound. She brings it across the timeline, center court. Just pulls around, bounce pass into Dominguez. Dominguez drives in the baseline, left side, and then loses the handle of the basketball. It goes off of her foot, so it's going to be another turnover for Lovington. Goes out of bounds off of Dominguez's foot, and that is going to be Grajeda, who inbounds for Roswell underneath the Lovington basket. And they get it to Morales. Morales looking for room. Has to pass back. Gives it to Grajeda. Grajeda now to Smith. Finally crosses the timeline just in time. Back to Grajeda. Grajeda over to Hinthorn on the left wing. Hinthorn across all the way to Smith. Just outside the arc, right side. Back to Hinthorn. And now over to Morales. Morales dribbles around. Gives it to Smith. Smith to Grajeda. Grajeda now finally drives into the paint. Puts up a shot left side, won't fall. Moore with the rebound. And it's going to be a foul called on Buendia. So Buendia is going to get called. That is the second foul on her. And it's
and a timeout going to be taken by Coach Scott again. So
we'll just keep it here and talk about this. 4 minutes and 7 seconds left to play in this third quarter. 27-3 is still your score. So a scoring drought there for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and I do like on that last possession, though, Lovington came out and they started pressing. And that kind of got Roswell a little bit off their game. It didn't let them get real comfortable. So I like the fact that Coach Scott made that adjustment there to try and slow down Roswell and try and maybe force some more turnovers. Right now, it's a 21-10 turnover game in favor of Roswell. Lovington turning it over 21 times and only 3 points on the board. So you've got to find a way to give yourself some more offensive possessions. And by pressing and playing that full court pressure and the trapping defense, it gives you an opportunity to maybe steal a couple of possessions, and they're going to need all of them they can get.
But possessing is only part of the game, and you've got to put up the shots and make the shots. So Lovington has got to get back to, they've got to take some more shots, and you've got to hang on to the basketball to be able to do that. So out of the timeout with that foul getting called on Buendia. It is going to send Moore to the line. It's her first trip to the line. She has no points in this game so far. She's got 4 rebounds and a steal. And she puts up the first one, and it's going to bounce and roll out. So Moore with a miss. 27-3, your score. Roswell leading. Second one is up, and that one is good. So Moore with a point in the game makes it 28-3. Malaya Castro will inbound for Lovington, and it's immediately stolen away, so another turnover. The ball is loose, popped up. Roswell still got it. Darcy Smith pulls up and tries to take a shot. Won't fall, but Dominguez with another rebound. Brings the ball down the court, across the line. And then she passes off to Chloe Corral on the right side. Chloe puts up a shot, won't fall. And Malaya Castro brings down the rebound. Gets it to Buendia. Buendia puts up an air ball
And she got
at
hit.
the top
no
of the
call.
arc. Yeah, she's holding her elbow as she got hit, I guess, right as she released the ball.
Yeah, it
I
looked
don't
like
think-
Smith got her on the elbow, but no
Yeah.
call. The ref was screened out, couldn't see it.
And instead, the ball, of course, an air ball goes out of bounds, so give it over to Roswell.
And because that didn't touch net, backboard, anything, it will count as a turnover.
So that is going to be another turnover for Lovington. Hinthorn has it across the timeline, center court. Gets it to Grajeda. Grajeda getting worked on by Corral. Looking for room. And trapped up. Finally gets it to Smith on the left side. Smith kicks it to Hinthorn. Back up top of the arc. Hinthorn dribbles right. Getting worked on by Alexander. Gives it to Grajeda. Grajeda puts up a shot. Won't fall. And goes off the hands of Olivas and right into the hands of Sarai Morales. So give Morales the rebound. Now gets it to Darcy Smith. She goes in, drives in the lane, and a little pull-up jumper, makes it. So she's in the books with 2 points, 30-3 now, as Lovington getting caught in the backcourts. A lot of defensive pressure by Roswell, but finding her way through it. Dominguez, she drives all the way down, drives the lane, then loses the handle on the ball. So that's another turnover. Hinthorn picks it up, takes it down the court. Gets it to Grajeda on the left side. She leaves it off for Darcy Smith. Puts up a three-point shot. Won't fall. Morales with the rebound. Kicks it back out to Hinthorn. Back out to Smith. Smith, top of the arc. Gets it over to Morales. Morales back over to Grajeda on the left side. Grajeda gets it to Hinthorn. Hinthorn to Smith over the left side. The left corner. Back to Hinthorn. Center court. And then a pass in the lane is a bad pass, and Dominguez picks it up. Nice steal. And a turnover for Roswell. But Dominguez gets down close to the
Got
basket
fouled.
and got fouled. She, I think, was just about to lose control of the basketball as well, but she got fouled. And
Going to whistle
now-
that one on Morales, her
Yeah.
second personal.
I was watching the subs go in. I think they're pulling 4 of the 5 players off of the court. And Morales with that foul against her. Lovington inbounding, and they're going to call the foul. This time it's going to be on, let's see, on number 31.
No, I believe.
No,
Yeah,
That's-
32.
32. All right, so that is Velasco. Second foul on her. Olivas inbounds right under the basket. Gives it to Alexander. Alexander to Corral. Corral drives in right side, tries to put up a shot. She's going to get fouled. I think they're going to call that on Velasco again, or we'll see. They're going to call that one it looked like 32 again, but
Actually,
No.
I think they're going to whistle that one on Sandoval. So, yep, that'll be.
Sandoval. Okay.
No, it'll be on Smith. I'm sorry. I didn't. Yep,
All right,
there's Smith.
2-1, Darcy Smith. Okay. I just saw the 2, and I couldn't tell what the other one was. So that's on. Corral gets to shoot, and her first one is up and no good. So a miss by Corral. 30-3. Lovington still with 3 points. Corral trying to make it 4, does not. The ball goes out of bounds. And
Bell
leaving it
got the
alone is
rebound, but then
Tureen.
lost it.
Yep,
Yep.
lost it. So Tureen wisely lets it go. Roswell with the ball. The inbound back to Tureen, back to Smith. Smith has got it. Lovington going to put up a little defense now, try to trap him out in the backcourt. Almost a bad pass. Roswell continues to keep it. And now Audrey Alexander does get a handle. They're going to call it a jump ball. So good hustle by Lovington as Alexander ties up Tureen. Possession arrow goes to Lovington, and it'll be Dominguez inbounding. Lovington trying to get something going here. Gives it to Corral. Corral pulls up top of the arc. Gets it to Olivas. Olivas drives in to Alexander. Alexander gets it to Dominguez. Dominguez bounce pass to Corral. Corral over to Olivas. Drives toward the baseline. Pulls back out. Now gives it to Dominguez. Dominguez drives the lane. Tries to pass it to Bell and instead turns over the ball. So Roswell takes the ball back. Darcy Smith has it. Gets it to Tureen. Tureen puts up a three-point shot. Won't fall. And Corral with the rebound. Corral takes it right down. Puts up a layup. And she gets fouled by Smith
So that'll
And
be
it
the
was
third personal on Smith.
in the act of shooting. Although she kind of just sort of tried to, I think really kind of half-heartedly, she saw that she was going to get run into, put up the shot. Had no chance of making that. Goes out of bounds. So Smith, that's the third foul on Smith. And first shot is good and rolls home. Hits the front of the iron, but ends up dropping in. So she's 1 of 3 at the line now. And it will be Smith coming off the floor for Roswell. In the blocks, you've got number 32, Velasco, and number 25, Ogeen for Roswell. Chloe Corral, her second shot, and pops the bottom of the net with that one. Makes it 30-5. With less than a minute to play in this third quarter, Henthorn's got it. Gets it to Ogeen across the timeline. Ogeen back to Henthorn. Now they pass it off to the right side. Passing it around, it ends up with Tureen. Tureen takes a three-point shot, doesn't fall. Olivas with her second rebound. Olivas brings it down, 34 seconds left. She hustles across the timeline. Lovington wanting to take a shot before the buzzer sounds. Alexander's got it, back to Corral, left side. And a bounce pass is picked up. It's fumbled by Olivas, picked up by Ogeen. Roswell's got it. 12 seconds left on the clock. Henthorn brings it across the line, left side. Gets it to Tureen. Tureen back to Henthorn. Henthorn drives in. Gives it back to Tureen. Tureen tries a shot, won't fall. Corral with another rebound. But the buzzer sounds at the end of the third quarter. 30-5 is your score. Roswell in complete control of this one. We'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter at Wildcat Gym with more Lovington girls basketball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym. Lovington girls basketball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. At the start of the fourth quarter, it is 30-5, Roswell High leading. Roswell inbounding. Grajeda's got it on the right side. A bad pass picked up by Alexander. Nice steal and another turnover by Roswell. Olivas has it on the right wing, drives in, pulls out, and then almost stolen away by Sarai Morales, but it goes out of bounds into the Lovington bench, so it'll stay Lovington girls basketball. That is number 10, Jasmine Cooper, a senior, in the game now. A bounce pass in is stolen away by Henthorn, who takes it coast to coast, and then it can't get the point-blank layup to fall. With the rebound is Olivas. Olivas brings it down right side. Passes to Alexander. Alexander back to Cooper. Cooper to Corral now. Corral drives in right side. Back to Alexander. She puts up three-point shot. Won't fall. Fight for the rebound. Bale almost has it, but instead Morales gets it. Gives it off to Henthorn. Henthorn brings it down center court. Gets it over to Tureen on the left side. Puts up a three, and nothing but net. Makes her 19th point and her 5th tray of the game for Roswell. 33-5 now in this fourth quarter. Olivas has it for Lovington. Passes to Corral. Corral puts up a shot left side, won't fall. Fight for the rebound, and it is going to be Tureen who brings it. Tureen has got it, but they're going to call a foul. They're going to call that on on Corral.
Yep,
on number 12, on Chloe Corral. That's the second foul on her, and of course it's on the floor, not a shooting foul.
Just the second team foul, so that's gone our way. We've only had 7 fouls total in the game.
Grajeda will inbound for Roswell. They lead this one 33-5. Gets the ball back from Hinton-Horn. Getting worked on. Lovington trapping him so far in the backcourt. Gets it to Hinton-Horn, almost 5 seconds. Yep, and they do get called for their 5-second violation. So, nope.
10 seconds
10-second
in the backcourt.
violation in the backcourt, sorry. But they do get called on that. I said 5, but.
So good pressure, as you mentioned.
Yeah, good pressure
there.
by Lovington. They come out and decide to try to create some things, try to make some good things happen. They inbound the ball in front of the student section. Malaya Castro with that ball. Gets it to Dominguez, drives in the right side of the lane, puts up a shot, won't fall. But the rebound and the putback by Salcido, no good. But then Buendia comes down with the ball. They pass it around the outside of the arc. Malaya Castro gets it to Dominguez, right wing. Dominguez drives in, top of the arc. Then bounce pass over to Salcido. Erlene just can't handle it, goes out of bounds. I think they're going to say it was last touch by Arlene. I thought it might have gotten bumped by Smith, but they're going to say nope, Salcido last touched it. So there's another turnover. That's 28 for Lovington. Darcy Smith with the ball, inbounds it. They get it to O'Gean. O'Gean can't find room and makes a bad pass. Another turnover, and Buendia has it. Buendia passes it off. Castro makes the shot. So Malaya Castro now with 3 points.
5 in the ball game.
Right, 3 points now to add to 2 points earlier. 5 total. Makes it 8 points on the board for Lovington. 33-8, and once again, that's twice in a row that Lovington has put defensive pressure on and forced Roswell to turn it over in the backcourt.
Yeah, 3 straight possessions where they forced a turnover. Where has this been for the first 3.5 quarters?
Right. So Celeste Dominguez inbounds to Malaya Castro. Castro back. Now they drive to the right side, and that was Jelena Runda putting up a shot. It won't fall. But there is a fight for the rebound. O'Gean had it, but the whistle sounds, and they're going to call Malaya Castro. Nope, they're going to call Tureen with the foul and give it to Lovington. Trying to inbound is Aranda. Aranda trying to find Castro over there. It goes out of bounds right into the Lovington girls bench. And now a timeout as Coach Scott, I think, sensing some real frustration with the girls. It's starting to show just in their body language on the court and handling of the ball. So I think Wade Scott just wanting to just settle the girls down with a quick huddle and, just don't know what all he's telling him, but
now he's out of timeouts.
Right, that's it.
Of course, when you're down 33-8,
right? We know it's not going to be barring a basketball miracle. It's not going to come down to strategy with timeouts in a close game. So 33-8 is your score, and we're down to the last few minutes of this one here at Wildcat Gym. An odd game. A tough game, and one that Lovington has just waited too late to really get anything going. But they are starting to make a little bit of progress here in this fourth quarter, only to really kind of get stymied. They'll take a couple steps forward and then a couple of steps back. It'll be Roswell inbounding. Daisy Smith underneath the Lovington basket. 5:17 left to play in the game. They get it to O'Gean. O'Gean turns around, gets it back to Smith. Smith now drives on the left side across the lane, and they're going to say that they're going to – did she travel?
Stepped on the sideline.
On the sideline. So I knew it was a turnover, but I didn't know why. So, yes. So, a turnover. Lovington will get the ball. Dominguez will inbound right in front of the Roswell bench. Gives it to Malaya Castro. Castro back to Dominguez. Oh, yeah, and she traveled.
All over the place.
Because she just stopped and was really kind of trying to set some offense, I think. But turnover, give it to Roswell. They inbound right in front of the Lovington bench. Get it to O'Gean and then back to Sandoval. Sandoval takes it over, and she travels. As she gave it, she was passing it over to Vigil in the game for the first time for Roswell. So the team trading turnovers. Lovington's got it. Dominguez to Castro, back to Dominguez, drives in right side, but tries She, instead of taking the shot, she passes it back out to Castro. Castro from the left arc with another three-pointer, her second in the game, makes it 33-11.
And then
promptly
picks up a foul.
Exactly, promptly with turns around in the transition, trying to put defensive pressure on in the backcourt, and gets called for that foul. So away from the ball, but Castro just picking up her first foul of the game. Roswell inbounds, passes to Hinthorn. Hinthorn back out to Sandoval. Sandoval drives in, passes it over to number 11 Vigil, puts up a shot, won't fall. Fight for the rebound. It's a loose ball on the court, bounces almost to midcourt, and picking it up right at the line is Jaylin Aranda.
But it was out of bounds.
It was out of bounds, so the ball will be Roswell's. And that's going to be Sandoval, who inbounds right in front of the student section. Gets it to Hinthorn, back to Sandoval. Sandoval with a pass over to O'Gean. Saving it is Sierra, but then coming up and stealing that is Castro. As Castro drives down, is going to put a layup up from the right side, gets hammered, gets bodied into, and ends up on the floor out of bounds. And they're going to call that on what, Velasco? Or
Hinthorn.
Hinthorn, okay, 24. That's her second foul.
And that will put Lovington in the bonus for the remainder of the game.
Castro kind of went hard to the court. She's shaking it off. And at the line, her first trip to the line tonight, Malaya puts it up. It falls, hits the back and falls out with no basket. A miss for her as Dominguez comes into the game for Lovington. And O'Gean comes out for Roswell, and Moore goes in. So Castro will get another chance at it. This one falls short of the iron. 33-11 is your score. 4:10 left to play. The ball, an air ball going out of bounds. Roswell will have it. They inbound. Get it to Hinthorn. Hinthorn now over to Sandoval. Sandoval crosses the timeline. Gets it to Hinthorn. Lovington with good defensive pressure. Forces the ball loose. Hinthorn keeps it, but they're going to call the push foul against Buendia. So Buendia is going to get called with, that's her third foul. And on the floor, Sandoval will inbound in front of the student section. Gets it to Hinthorn. Back to Sandoval. Sandoval now passes into the right corner. Looking for room, kicks it back out to Sandoval. Sandoval drives in right side now, trying to bounce pass. It's a loose ball, and Celeste Dominguez picks it up. Dominguez brings it all the way down the court, right side, then trying to pass it over to Salcido. Instead goes in the hands of Moore, but they're going to call
Hinthorn on the foul first.
Right, Hinthorn on the foul. Although if there had been no foul called, that simply would have been a turnover with Moore getting the ball for Lovington. Dominguez goes to the line. And the first one is no good.
Celeste having all kinds of heck from the line tonight.
Yeah, she's got a lot of, she has a point in the game and lots of rebounds and steals. But there, she gets that one to fall. So she's finally got 2 points in the game. I've got her down for 5 rebounds and 3 steals. Roswell with the ball. Getting across the timeline. That's Moore with it. Getting worked on hard by Dominguez. Looking for room. Gets it to Sandoval. Kicks it out to Hinthorn. Hinthorn to the left side. To the hill. And getting a handle on the ball is Buendia. She forces a tie ball, a jump ball. And the arrow is going to go the way of, let's see who it is.
Lovington.
Yeah, Lovington will get it. Nope. Yep. Yeah, okay, finally.
I was going to say Sandoval came to inbound it, and the ref's like, no, other way.
So Lovington will get the ball inbounding in front of Roswell's student section. 3 minutes left to play in this game. Dominguez with the ball, gets it to Malaya Castro. Castro takes a 3-point shot, won't fall. Hinthorn with the rebound is going to get fouled.
They're going to call the push on Buendia.
Yeah, they're going to call the push foul on number 20. Buendia, that's going to be her 4th foul. her second in just the last about a minute and a half. 33-12 your score. Roswell leading, 3 minutes left to play in the game. They inbound, get it to Hinthorn just across the timeline. She turns, spins, drives, and then gets tripped up. No, they're going to call, yep. Salcido with the foul. So that's going to send Hinthorn to the line. And that's going to, no,
on the
it's
floor.
on the floor. Okay. On the floor. They inbound. Hinthorn's got it, loses the ball. So a turnover, gives it to Lovington. That's Buendia taking it down the right side. Loses the handle on the ball, getting worked on by Sierra, and the ball goes out of bounds. But last touch by Roswell, so it stays Lovington ball. It'll be Jelena Ronda who inbounds. Gets it to Malaya Castro at the top of the arc. She puts up a three and drains it. So Malaya Castro with her third tray of the game makes it 33-15 in just 2.5 minutes left to play in this one. Roswell with the ball, having all kinds of trouble getting it across the timeline. They don't. It's stolen away. A turnover. Malaya Castro's got it. She passes along the baseline to Dominguez, tries to hang on to the ball, but can't. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay. It was off the...
Yeah, Moore knocked it away late.
It's all going to be off of the hands of Moore, so it'll stay Lovington ball. Olivas will inbound right underneath, just to the right of the basket, gets it to Jasmine Cooper, and Jasmine puts it, the layup, makes it 2 more points for Lovington, 33-15. Roswell with the ball. They get it down the floor to Moore. Moore kicks it back out to Morales. Morales gets it to Hinthorn. Hinthorn puts up a 3-point shot. Won't fall. Fight for the rebound. Loose ball on the court. It comes down and actually controlled by Morales. Or actually, I think that's Sierra. Sierra gets it to Vigil. Vigil puts up shot. Won't fall. Moore with the rebound. And the putback, she's going to get fouled by Olivas. So Olivas.
She's going to call that on Bell, actually.
On Bell. Okay.
So it'll be her second personal, 7th team foul.
Right, and that's going to
so
put
now
Moore
Roswell in the bonus.
And Mila Moore goes to the line. She's 1 of 2 at the line. And that one makes it where she has a real unconventional flat shot that hits the back of the iron and makes it in. So she's 2 of 3 at the line now. Gets another shot at it. 34-15 your score here.
I believe it's 17.
A minute 30. I think they never put up those 2 points.
They didn't put up that last
All right,
2.
The last 2. Roswell with the ball. They managed to get the rebound off of that missed shot. They've still got it. Hinthorn getting worked on the right side. And a loose ball, fight for it on the court. It's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say that it was last touch by Roswell. Hinthorn had it. So Lovington will get a break. It'll be Jasmine Cooper inbounding, gets it to Olivas. Olivas passes it over to 32, Mia Contreras. Lovington going to pass around the arc. Gets it to Olivas in the right corner. Olivas drives in. Gets it to Cooper. Cooper, top of the arc. Gets it over to Contreras. Contreras to Olivas, and we start again. Contreras gets it to Audrey Alexander. She pulls up. Leaves it off for Cooper. They pass around to the right side. And they're going to call the travel. They're going to call that on Mia Contreras. So another turnover by Lovington. 39 seconds left on the clock. 34-17. Again, they never put up those 2 points.
Yeah, I think our scoreboard operator, I like him.
Roswell with the ball. They give it over to Sierra. Sierra takes a shot in and out. And the Mia Contreras with the rebound.
And
she brings it down. She gets fouled.
Call that on Anaheim.
They're going to call that on Sierra, number 1. And it is going to put Contreras at the line. 34-17 should be the score for Lovington. And And the shot is up and no good. Fight for the rebound. Roswell's got it. That was Moore. Moore gets it to Hinthorn. Hinthorn's got it. Gives it to Morales. Morales to Vigil. Vigil puts up a 3-point shot, or 2-point shot, right on the line. Makes it 36-17. And as the buzzer sounds, it was a shot up, no good. And the game ends 36-17. They've still got 15 on the scoreboard, but I'm pretty sure it should be 17 for the final score here in this one. Roswell High winning 36-17, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes to give you the final stats and wrap up this one, as we will continue with Lovington girls basketball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to Wildcat Gym, Lovington Girls Basketball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan and TJ Miracle. The final score on this one was 36-17 with Roswell High winning. The leading scorer in the game was Elena Tureen with 19 points and a rebound. The rest of the scoring for Roswell was and I'll just go from the top, actually, with rebounds and scoring. 2 rebounds for Sierra. Sarai Morales had 5 points and 7 rebounds. Vigil had 2 points. Sandoval had 4 points and 5 rebounds. Grajeda had 1 rebound. Daisy Smith had 2 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. Mila Moore had 2 points and 6 rebounds. Henthorn had 1 rebound. Olguin had 2 points and 5 rebounds. Tureen with the 19 points and 1 rebound. There were 14 points in that second half, 16 in the first half, 30 total rebounds for Roswell, and they turned over the ball 24 times. For Lovington, leading scorer was Malaya Castro with 11 points and 2 rebounds. The rest of your scoring and rebounds, Olivas with 3 rebounds, Alexander with a rebound and a steal, Dominguez with 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, Cooper with 2 points and a rebound, Corral with 2 points and 2 rebounds, Buendia with 5 rebounds and 2 steals, Salcido with 3 rebounds, Contreras with a rebound, Castro with 11 points, 2 rebounds. She was your leading scorer for Lovington, of course, and Katie Bell with 4 rebounds, and Jalen Aranda with 2 rebounds. And there were 15 rebounds in the second half for Lovington, 29 total rebounds, and they turned over the ball 31 times. So not a pretty picture really for either team in this, although it was it goes in the books as a big win for Roswell, 36-17. Still, Lovington did come alive in that fourth quarter. They forced turnovers. They started working much more aggressively defensively, and they managed to put some points on the board finally, some more points on the board.
They doubled up in that fourth quarter, 12-6, and they forced 14 turnovers in that final quarter. I don't know why they didn't switch to that earlier in that second half. We might have seen a much closer, different game had they gone to being much more aggressive. That seems to be how this team wants to play, and they did a good job when they did it. So, now they'll have to see what goes on against Chaparral on Tuesday.
And we will be right back here on Tuesday night for that. It will be non-district games, but there will be a girls' game at 5:30, and
I believe the boys are actually on the road that night.
Oh, are they? Okay. All right. I've got them down as boys and girls, but we've got...
Let me double-check.
Okay. At any rate, we will at least see the girls against Chaparral on Tuesday night, but I was looking at the score next Tuesday, or the schedule next Tuesday, seeing girls at 5:30, boys at 7, but I may have misread that in looking at that schedule.
The last schedules I saw, but I'll double check.
All right. And, of course, for Roswell, they are going to start their district. They're going to be at Hobbs on the 25th next week, so they will start district play. This has been their final tune-up for that. What?
Yeah, just go on.
All right. What is the?
I am still looking. I am waiting for things to pull up.
All
but
right.
I think they've been flipping the lights on us. So.
I know, and so we need to wrap up, and we are done, except for talking about what's next. So for Lovington, at least we know that we'll be back here on Tuesday night, and we will see you then. This gives Lovington girls a 4-14 record now, and Roswell High improves to 10-8. I'm Dawn Morgan for TJ Miracle. We're going to go ahead and close out tonight. Say so long. Thanks for listening. Thanks to our sponsors, and we'll see you next week right back here at Wildcat Gym. Good night, everybody.